Yeah, Juan, it's Robo the Rebel back with another video. Today's video, we're going to take a look at our brother being assassinated again, our brother Malcolm X. While you're here, like, share, and subscribe, and let's get to it. So, on the Twitter streets, they're trying to assassinate our brother yet again here. First, brother made a tweet. Someone made a tweet saying the type of black men they assassinate versus the type of black men they promote. So obviously on the left is the brother, our brother Malcolm X, and on the right is Billy Porter. Billy Porter's like an actor. I think he plays on the show. What is the show? Pose and some other things. He's a openly homosexual man, with the white husband, and you see there they love to promote him on the red carpets with dresses. I'm sure people have seen this again before, seen him before in some of the dresses and outfits that he usually wears on the red carpets of Emmys, Oscars, and so forth. Right. So then here we go with the one of the coon minions from the white liberals. I'm not going to read this, but you see it on the screen there. Um, you know, for them to say this kind of filth about our brother, and these are the same type of people who, if you comment on, let's say Obama, if you have anything negative to say of Obama, or uh, just today, or people were upset with 50 Cent saying that him and Michael K. Williams, you know, didn't weren't on good terms or had some type of beef, and he wasn't with the fake love of saying rest in peace and so forth. So they were upset about that. Don't comment on the dead and so forth. But when you can comment on on our brother who's no longer here, who, as Ozzie Davis once said, was the definition of masculinity. You wanted to see manhood, then look at Malcolm. This is what Ozzie Davis, who was obviously close to Malcolm X, had once said about our brother. So they have to assassinate that image. They have to assassinate the brother again. Just can't take his life, but they have to take what he stands for. He's standing for black masculinity, and he was unapologetic about it. So that has to be assassinated. And this started around with a book, and I totally have blocked the author's name out of my mind, because it was debunked. The book was debunked, but he was trying to, not necessarily even imply. I think he just outright said that, our brother Malcolm X was homosexual and so forth. And and of course he was a white liberal, and so it's always to assassinate again the image of the black man. In order to tear down any one of us that stands for anything, you have to tear down the image. So once you have the image, and this was, well, it's a big circle, because the Nazis learned these things from America, the U.S. Then the U.S. took and implemented what the Nazis implemented on the Jews of Europe. You tear down the image. You tear down the image, then no one cares about the slaughter of of those people. So you tear down the image of the black man, then nobody cares about the black man being slaughtered. That's why so many coons out here will profit off of black death. You know, from the Black Lives Matter, they profited off of black male death. Black male homicide, and the Tamika Mallory's and whoever else is profiting off of the death of black men. But you tear down the image, no one cares about the slaughter of those people. So this is why we have to, wherever we see it as a black man, you have to launch counterattacks against people who are trying to tear down the image of the black man. When the black male image is under attack, you have to launch a counterattack against whoever that is, even if it's a black man. Which here, this appears to be a black man. I don't know if he's black American or where he's from, but I just snapped a quick shot of it. But it was good to see in the comments and the retweets and quote tweets and so forth that people were getting at him for whatever it's worth, but just to put the record straight. But it was a lot of people that actually agree with this, as you can see by the likes and by the just the straight retweets. The quote tweets were mostly people, pushing back on that narrative, for whatever it's worth. And but we've been having, we're starting to see things turn around to where, men aren't being, sh- you know, shouted down and shamed, because we're, black men are starting to push back wherever we see this kind of thing. So it's just to show you get what show the brothers who are not seeing this what's out there, that we have to be on alert, and we have to, you know not we actually have to get out of fight back mode and actually start getting into our own offensive mode, and countering this before it even becomes a narrative. But right now, we all have to get on code, and the code has to be, to protect our image, because you know we have a lot of us have male children coming along, and if we don't, then there's other young men coming behind us. If we don't have our own sons, there's other young men coming behind us, that by protecting the image of the black man, then we can, effectively, hopefully save those young men from being slaughtered in the streets and so forth, and slaughtering each other. That's one of the that's one of the reasons why a black man can take the life of another black man so quickly, is because we don't value our own self image. But that's a video for another day. But we have to protect the image of the black man. And don't get me wrong, Billy Porter is a black man also. But this we even with him promoting what he's promoting, it doesn't do us any justice, because okay, if you're gay, that's your choice, I don't agree with it. If you're homosexual, that's your choice, I don't agree with it. But do you have to wear dresses as if you are, a woman? Do you have to, you know be so overly flamboyant? That those are the things that, whatever you do in your bedroom is your choice. You'll have to face whatever judgment or whatever it is for whatever you do, just like I will. But the thing is, when we're seen that way, you know, we're seen as being vulnerable, and we have to, because he's not Billy Porter is not going to push back on a narrative that's attacking the black male image, especially not having a white husband. He's just not going to do that. That's why people in interracial relationships are mostly compromised. They won't push back on those types of narratives, because if they did, they would have to look at the person that they are laying next to in the bed, and so that's just not going to happen. That's why when black women are with white men, and black men are with excuse me, black men are with other white men, you know, they're not going to push back. Even sometimes, well, there's a lot of times actually, brothers who are with white women, they won't push back. So this is, but we have to fight back on this. This is just the type of the type of character assassination that they are engaging in. It's coordinated, and it's by the white liberals. This is why, I had such a problem with black people, um, acting like Joe Biden was some type of savior. He's not very liberal in terms of his policies. He's probably more to the right than a lot of past presidents, but he will push that liberal agenda for transgenders and homosexuality and so forth. He's going to push that, because as a whole, that's where the country wants to go. That's the thing that they want. So, but we have to push back at any rate, however we can. We know that. Um, you know if we can fight back with our hands, we should do so. If we can, we should speak out, and if we can't do that, then hate it in our heart, and that's the weakest of faith. uh, you know so if at the very least we have to speak out against this wherever we see it. So since again, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Masalam, Ikhwan.